Hey guys, it's Jake from Metal Wani. I'm here with Niklas Sandin, the bass player for Katatonia. Niklas, how you going, man?
All good, all good.
Katatonia is finally making their way down under for their first headline tour. Why is it taking you guys so long?
Well, first time we went to Australia was in 2010, and that was with the No Sleep Till tour with acts like Megadeth and NoFX, amongst others. And then it took a couple of years later to go head down with Opeth, supporting them when they released their Heritage album.
Yep.
So I think it's a little bit like you have to work yourself into the market and make yourself seen and present before you can actually go and make your first headline. So you're a little bit like making yourself heard and seen before you can just go in there and grab yourself a headlining spot.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing, and now finally we can go there and make a full length headline show.
Yeah, and
which is great.
It is great. No, I guess what you've just said there is kind of interesting, considering you guys are. You're not a new band on the block. You've been around for quite a long time now, and yeah, you're only just sort of, I guess, making inroads. Is it something that you may have thought that you didn't have a fan base down here, or you were just surprised to see how those two tours had gone, or?
I think it's a little bit like both promoters and managements make, like in booking agencies, they want to like a little bit check the markets as well, because I guess they are making they're of course making the decisions and making the plans for how the tours is gonna be look like, and it was a decision from them, but we've always have the motivation and will to go and play a headline show, and we would have liked to do it already when we released Dead and Kings, but it's just little bit. It's those political things that we don't really rule over.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're all in the band really happy and excited that it's finally happening.
Being that it is that first headline tour of the country and you guys have played here twice before, can the Australian fans expect anything special or unique about these shows that you guys are going to be putting on?
Well, we're gonna bring a wide variety of songs in the set, because we in our headlining set should contain pretty much everything from the whole discography. I'm not sure if we're gonna play those really old songs, because that's more rare, and those with the harsh vocals when there was the kind of Black Doom kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's gonna be something for everyone, and of course we're gonna heavily promote the new album like you always do when you go on a headline tour.
Yeah.
And I think that the most unique thing is that this is the first time that people in Australia can see like a full headline set, because it's been, of course, more lengthy each time we come back. I think when we were on that festival tour, we only had a 30-minute bill or something.
Yeah. Okay.
On the show, and then it was a little bit under an hour with Opeth, but now we're gonna do the 90-minute set with encores, if the people appreciates the set, of course, and they want us to come back on stage.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys have quite a few really solid Australian supports that are helping you out across different legs of this tour, like bands such as Voyager and Chaos Divine, who are supports in Perth, and you've got others including Meridian, Kodiak Empire and Decidia. Have you had a chance to check any of these bands out before?
I haven't had the chance now or time to check out the other bands, but Voyager I've known and listened to for a couple of years now, because I got in touch with this guy Alex Canyon from that band, the bass player.
Yep.
He's a fan of Katatonia. I liked that music for quite a while, and I got a fan of his band as well. Really talented guy and talented dudes, so it will be fun to meet them finally as well.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, so it's really nice to have good openers that fits the bill and brings their own thing to it as well.
Yeah, and I'm actually a little bit jealous of the guys over in Perth because that lineup for that particular show is amazing, and it's one that I'm quite jealous that they get those supports over there as well. So,
yeah. But that's good. That's a good indicator that it will be a solid show.
Yeah.
And I know that I've seen live clips with Voyager, and they're always doing their best on stage, and they do those unique and funny stuff, and incorporates the humoristic element to the live shows as well.
Yeah. So
might be needed because we're a little bit more bleak and depressed, maybe.
Maybe, who knows? So, for a band that's been around for, I guess, what seems like a lifetime in the music industry now, how do you guys still manage to keep that fire and passion to not only make new music, but also continue your tireless touring schedule that you guys like to maintain?
I think it's all ends up at making the music that you want to make without any influence from outside forces like record companies or even comments on social media or what the fans thinks, because it's all ends up at making something that is true to yourself and something that Jonas and Anders are utmost comfortable with. And yeah, well, I think that's the most inspiring thing you can do as a musician.
Yeah.
Just make the music that makes most sense to yourself, not following any trends or any outside influence. Yeah. And that keeps it interesting and fresh every time you write material for a new record and you go out to play for fans as well. Yeah. Because there's nothing more uninspiring to make something just because that it has to either fit the fans or the record company or something else, and then go out to play those songs that you're not happy with yourself, but maybe the market wanted to see. Then it's more just going out playing a product. Now we've always been in Katatonia that it's going out and represent something that is true to the band itself. Yeah. And that's inspiring in itself.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess touching on to what you're saying about record company involvement, but you guys have been with Peaceful Records since the early 90s. What's made you stick with that same label for all these years?
I think it's because it always works. And I'm not the right guy to ask because I'm not that involved with communication and how everything goes down with the record company. But I think it's because it's always worked, and they had give the band space to keep their integrity instead of going in and say maybe you should try this now because this seems to be popular, or like why not go a little bit to the new metal or gent thing, just because it's interesting and it goes well and it's popular at the moment. But they let the bands be the bands that they want to be. So I think that's why it's worked out so well.
Yeah, and I guess what you're saying there seems sort of true with the lineup that Peaceful has had over the years, like basically harbouring sort of that death, doom and dark metal sound, like bands such as yourself, Anathema, Paradise Lost, all of those that not only have gone on to experiment further, but sort of harboured that sound, and it sort of seems like that record label is the right record label for you guys to be on. So
yeah, and even Dark Throne, I can't remember if they're still on the label, but they have been there at least, and I don't think that that's another band that wouldn't work to try if they would try to steer them into something they don't want to. Yeah. I think that they have always had a good solid lineup of bands that has always pretty much kept their integrity and done what they want to themselves.
Yeah. Cool. So you're touring in support of The Fall of Hearts, which came out earlier this year. I had a chance to review it, and I actually think it's probably one of your most versatile albums yet. But not only did I get the chance to review it, I actually got to hear some of the material live during the European Festival run. I caught a bit of your set at Summer Breeze this year, so
Cool.
I know how powerful the music can come across in those larger live settings. But is it sort of amplified in the more intimate, closed-in, tighter venues where you're right there with the fans?
Most definitely. You always lose the touch with the audience when there's several meters between the stage and the security bar. It's better when it's more intimate experience and situation, because then you can more feed from the audience, and the audience can feed more from the band. It's not that separated.
Yeah.
And I think that's just good. And this kind of music isn't viewed best or experienced best on a too large venue,
yeah,
or outside gig. And especially if you play those summer festivals and you get a afternoon spot on an outside stage, then it all can be ruined.
Yeah.
Because then you're playing in broad daylight, and there's so many that hasn't maybe even heard you before, and then it doesn't even make any sense playing some dark and melancholic music in broad daylight, and there's people they just want to get their rocks off and drink beer.
Yeah. I think that was part of the benefit of your set at Summer Breeze this year, because you guys, I think, took the stage at midnight, wasn't it, or just after?
Yeah, I think actually our set was something like 1:30, so
yeah.
I guess that was quite a good time, and something that's a little bit tradition for Katatonia is if it's actually sunny in the broad daylight, there always comes some grey clouds, and if it's in the middle of the night, then the rain comes. So there's something with the weather and the band. Because if I remember it correctly, it went quite cold, and it was just pouring down just before we went on stage.
Yeah, you're correct there. So
yeah. So people are standing shivering and freezing, but people, well, they rode it out and they stayed, which I'm really happy for.
Yeah. Cool. So, future touring plans. I mean, after Australia, you guys are playing not only your first show in India, I believe you head straight to India from Australia, but I believe early next year you guys are playing your first show in Dubai. Are you excited by this? And
yes.
What are your expectations with these shows?
It's going to be interesting, and I heard lots of things with Dubai, and I hope that it won't get cancelled like it happened for Swallow the Sun, a band that we have lots of friends in.
Mm-hmm.
They went down there, and then I think it was pretty much the same day the concert actually got pulled because there was some strong forces that didn't think that was proper music to play in the country, so I think they did some acoustic show in someone's apartment instead.
Yeah, I actually have a few friends over there, and that was the case, because I got to see some of the photos, and it was Swallow the Sun in there with some acoustic guitars in someone's apartment. So
so that's a shame, but I hope it goes better for us, because we don't have any Satanist elements in our music. We're just depressed guys playing rock music.
Yeah.
So I hope that they can see that and we can do the show. But it's going to be exciting. It's always cool to go to new territories and play. Because as you say, this is the first time there, and then it's going to be the second time for us in India, and we go straight from Dubai to India to play.
Yeah. Liz, thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you in a month's time.
All right. Thank you, and see you.
Bye.